What are you doing, Smokey? You want to go outside? I don't think so. Hi everyone, this is my garden update. Now it's the end of the season. I just want to show you what's going on in my plants here. I have some strawberries here, which I have been growing all summer, and this is as big as they got. But they're looking good now. I started them out in this little container over here. You see how small some of those still are, and as they got bigger I moved them into bigger cups and other containers, and I'm hoping I can keep them alive through the winter. Maybe in spring take them outside and plant them somewhere, and maybe I'll have berries next year. Okay, we've got my mint, which it's the end of the road for them. I let them die. They gave me lots of little leaves, which are not very good. I got some leftover straggling plants there. Not going to do anything much with them. Over here's the Dutch buckets. There's the reservoir there. Smokey trying to get outside. I had tomatoes and peppers in here all season. I've taken most of the peppers out now, and I'm replacing them with these wax bean plants here. Right here's the wax bean. Next to it I have a cucumber, which I put in here just to see how it would grow. And I've got, if you can see it here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a cucumber right there. Another weird shaped one back there. But with cucumbers, I've had this happen, where they start out really nice and green, looking like that, and then the bottom leaves start getting this yellow mottling sort of on it, like this, and they dry out. And no matter where I plant them, out in the garden, in the Dutch bucket, I've got one down there in a bucket of dirt, and they all do the same thing, and I don't know what it is or why it is. And they just get this yellow mottling, and then they shrivel up and die. But I don't know. And then but that's what cucumbers have been doing here. I don't know. But anyway, here's the wax beans. They're doing pretty well. This is the oldest plant. I've got some beans there. Over here, the thing that did the best in the Dutch buckets were my hot peppers. This here is a single habanero bush, and it is spread out in this direction, and then that direction, and up to the ceiling. And we have lots of little habaneros all over the place on this bush. You can see some back in here. And I've got a bunch of them back in here. And there's one turning yellow, starting to turn orange. But I have a hot wax pepper here. We had some peppers off of this plant, which you can't see it because of this jungle here. But the habanero's done really well. And the cayenne, I have two cayenne plants over here, and they've both done pretty well this season. They're still up here, just giving me a few peppers here and there. There's one in the back here. See one back there. And then I've got more beans here. I've been replacing, as the plants are getting old and worn out, I replace them with yellow beans. So I've got one here that's starting to put out some beans. This one here's got nice flowers on it. I've got two green pepper plants here, which I have been here all summer. I didn't think they were going to do anything, because all they didn't even flower until like a couple weeks ago. So now I've got a pepper up there on that one, and another smaller pepper up there. So these are just now starting to flower and make little peppers everywhere. So I'm going to leave these two alone. I had some beefsteak tomatoes in here that all came out when they were done. And I got more wax beans going into these buckets. Smaller and smaller as we get down here. And then these are what's left of the beefsteaks. I've got 4 plants here that are done. I'm going to pull them out and put some more beans in there. And this one on the end, this was the one that Dave had in the dirt bucket. And it's pretty well done now. Over here, I have these were leftover plants that I didn't have room in the Dutch buckets for, so I just tossed them in some dirt. And now I've got some really beautiful green peppers coming out on these plants. Lots of them here. These are Big Dippers and bullnose bells. I don't know if you can see those peppers back there. And then here I got an extra habanero plant, but you can see it's not getting near as big and bushy as the other one, but it's got lots of little peppers on it. So I have lots of habaneros. And then back there I have 3 cucumbers, and they're doing what the other one was. The leaves turn sort of mottled, and then they dry up and shrivel up, and I don't know why. They're just in some soil, not in a Dutch bucket. So I'm not sure what they did. And they got some really weird looking misshapen cucumbers on them with weird colors and stuff. So I haven't done real well with cucumbers this year so far. And I've got this is pretty well done. This was our biggest beefsteak, and it's pretty well done now for the season. There's one little tiny tomato up top, which may or may not come to anything. And that's it for my garden update. So I'll be making more films now. I have a better camera, and we'll see you all later.